Without further ado, let's start off with Royal Caribbean on board the Explorer of the Seas.
Yes.
Now, actually, Gemma couldn't believe I was over 40, but I was on board Royal Caribbean.
Oh, he's got good
from a fortune. You've just been kind, I know you were. But I was on board Royal Caribbean for my 40th birthday. Let's have a little look at life on board. They're just asking if you need glasses, Gemma. How
I know, I thought it was very rude. He has got good skin, Sean. You look great. It's all that cruising, you see. You've had so much relaxation.
I think you're right there. But Royal Caribbean, so I chose them for my 40th birthday. So much to do for everybody, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. And if you do choose this cruise with us this evening, then you will have a state-of-the-art ship to go on holiday on. You know, you saw in there, you've got a climbing wall, amazing theatre productions, and, of course, so many wonderful destinations. This is in 2015 as well, so you've got a little bit of time to plan. You go off on the 3rd of June, £999.
And just looking at, you know, some of the great things you can do on board, massive choice of restaurants, as you mentioned, great entertainment.
Yeah.
Things like the ice shows, of course. You will never, ever be bored with Royal Caribbean. And so I've cruised with them 4 times now and always had an amazing time.
Well, that says it all as well.
Yeah.
If you're returning back,
yeah.
you know.
In fact, a lot of people that I spoke to my last Royal Caribbean cruise, yeah, they're returning for, you know, their 7th cruise or their 10th cruise.
Yeah.
And the great thing about booking early on this one, we can secure you a fantastic price at just $999. So let's show you. It's from Southampton, as we mentioned, and there are so many benefits.
Well, there are. It's not just being able to cram your suitcase full of shoes and not have to think about all those little mini bottles for toiletries, although that is a big plus. But it is very nice. It makes, you know, the beginning of your holiday nice and stress-free, no flying. And then you've got days 2 and 3 at sea to enjoy all of those wonderful onboard facilities that you've just mentioned and more. You know, just start to relax and ease yourself in.
At this time of year, June or July, you're probably going to be up on deck, getting a bit of a tan.
Oh, I know, having a nice drink by the
pool. Absolutely.
I know, wonderful, and all that amazing delicious food to enjoy as well. So yeah, you certainly will have plenty to do, or nothing to do, which quite frankly is what a lot of people want as well.
Now we're making our way to Gibraltar, aren't we?
Yes, and Gibraltar, really fascinating place. Of course, the very famous rock that you can see there, it literally is Britain's sort of threshold to the Mediterranean, and you've got real British and Spanish influences here. If you wanted to, you could take a cable car right up to the top of the rock and just see beautiful views of actually 2 continents. You can see the Spanish and the African coast, and you might see one of these, a little Barbary ape. I've never seen one in Gibraltar yet, but no, so they're famous actually there. They're residents of Gibraltar. So a lot to do. It's a very lush green place, you know, and like I say, you can just go and do a bit of shopping, or of course, maybe just check out one of the gorgeous beaches and have a sunbathe as well. So very nice indeed. And then day 5, you've got the excitement of Malaga in Spain. You've been to Malaga, haven't you, Sean?
I have,
yes,
yeah,
and that's
great time.
Such an interesting cruise port. It really is a very vibrant destination and very beautiful. In the architecture, you've got Moorish influences, seen at their best in the stunning Alcazaba. So if you want to go and do a bit of sightseeing and see the site of a Roman fortress, you can. There's an amphitheatre. There's so much to do. But also, you've got the Picasso Foundation as well. And you might, if you've got the entire day, you could book an excursion out to Grenada as well and see the sights there. You've got the beautiful palace to look at, so that's up to you. Or again, just meander around, have a drink, have a nice Spanish meal.
That's the great thing about cruising, you know, there's just so many choices. You do what you feel like doing.
Exactly.
Now, you like to be at sea, again, you might be back at the bar, by the pool, topping up your tan.
Yeah, exactly. And then, oh, day 7, you're in Nice. Absolutely stunning, beautiful beaches, palm trees, very glitzy. And you've got the Matisse Museum as well, if you fancied a bit of culture there as well. And then you move on to Ajaccio, which is on the west coast of Corsica. And that's actually the capital of Corsica. Fabulous harbours to stroll around and beaches there as well. So very nice. You really are taking in so many different countries. And then next, day 9, you land in Sardinia, in Cagliari, which is the capital of Sardinia. Oh, I can't rave on enough about Sardinia. It's such a beautiful destination, so if you've never been, you will love it. Amazing food, amazing water around it as well. It's literally turquoise.
Really?
Yeah, it's stunning. Yes, like that. There you go, as if on cue. Honestly, it's like being in the Caribbean. The water is so clear inside. It is really beautiful for swimming, so well worth trying to find a beach around there. And then, after that, on day 10, you are going to Palma in Mallorca. And what's rather nice is you have got an overnight in Palma as well, which is lovely. So you've got a couple of days to play around with. And there is so much to see here.
So it's quite unusual to see that, actually, on this itinerary. Yeah, it's a nice overnight. And that does mean that you can see Palma by day and also by night, of course.
Well, that's right. And there is some I mean, the Spanish are kind of quite famous for their, cool nightlife. So you might want to get out and see a bit of that. But by the same token, there's a lot to see here. You've got the walled city and Palma's old town, which is really stunning. But also you have got all of those stunning beaches. You've got historic caves. So it's quite nice again to have that time to be able to do maybe a little bit of chilling out, but also maybe an excursion as well. It's completely up to you. Lots of art. That's the tram that you can take. You can go on the Solar Railway for a 17-mile scenic trip. There are the caves that I mentioned. And there's my favourite thing of all, a nice cocktail. Just chill out by the beach. It's what a holiday is all about. And just soak up that sort of Spanish atmosphere as well. It is so wonderful. And Palma is beautiful. So there you go. That's days 10 and 11 taken care of. And then you're moving on to another beautiful place, Seville in Spain. So you're going into the port of Cadiz there, and this is Spain's gateway to the Atlantic. Another very historic place, loads to see, and actually famous for very traditional Spanish things like bullfights, whether that's your cup of tea or not, but if it was, you could go and see that. Flamenco dancing, beautiful flowers everywhere, the 15th century Gothic cathedral that you can go and see there, which is huge actually and well worth a visit. Really is beautiful. And again, you could just sit and just have some tapas, couldn't you? And a nice cold lager in the sun.
I sometimes like to just wander around at ports and do my own thing. But obviously, excursions are available as well. So, the choice is yours. Final couple of days at sea and then back, of course, to Southampton. Now, just to remind you of the Explorer of the Seas, wonderful ships, as you'd expect with Royal Caribbean, with so many different choices of restaurants and bars, great entertainment, as we mentioned. So Johnny Rocket said the main dining room, always a really exciting place with outstanding food, of course, as well. Great theatres. I've got to say, some of the best entertainment I've ever seen at sea has been with Royal Caribbean. Now, this is your chance of getting away 40 nights. Even the inside statements, just to show you there, really spacious. You always get the seating area with the sofa and the coffee table, but really, really spacious. If you do want to upgrade, we have got outside and balconies available, actually. The Ocean View, actually, great prices on those. If you do want to add an extra night in the Mirren Valley, as I mentioned, then just £70 per person. And on a 2-week cruise, that really makes a difference because you've got free parking for 2 weeks and your transfers, of course, as well. Now, I forgot to mention as well, free £50 towards tips as well on that one as well if you book tonight.